Hey guys, I want to talk about mental health today. It's so important to know what's actually causing the symptoms. And for over a decade, when I was floundering out there searching the different trends, going to different doctors, clinics all around the country, you would hear all these different things. This is what it is. It's your mind, it's your genes, it's your gut microbiome, it's some type of parasite, it's this or that. You hear all these theories, and then you hear all these different possible treatments, and you try treatment after treatment and trend after trend, and it doesn't work. And it's being lost at sea. It's being on a merry-go-round, as medical information says. And it's just it's terrible. It's being bounced around as you're being injured and you're exhausting your resources and your energy. And it's critical to know what's actually causing the symptoms. So with mental health, I'm looking at the new Brain Saver book here. There's a section called Brain Invasion, Part 4, and it starts out sacred headspace. So I just want to read something here. Anything that affects our mental health can feel like an outside source of some kind is invading our body's sanctuary. Our headspace is sacred. Our brain space is sacred. Our mind and consciousness are sacred. As we become empowered, our trust becomes restored. We have the ability to heal when we know the truth of what invades our brain. This is so important to know what's actually causing the symptoms because when something's labeled as mental, you're kind of like lost in space. You kind of are told it's your mind, but then, you don't really know, and there's nothing really to grab onto. There's no solid ground to stand on other than just something's wrong with you. It's just kind of pointed back at you, and you're just kind of thinking, I gotta swim around in this unknown realm, and it's being lost. And whether it's depression or anxiety or some type of bipolar symptom or psychosis, regardless of what it is, you're made to think you can just solve it mentally. You can just figure it out mentally. Just exert a little more willpower, think a little more positive, um, try to meditate a little longer, exercise a little more. I've heard that. I've heard things like that over the years. So it's such a devastating thing to be stranded and left alone in that space. Um, but thankfully, people don't have to be in that anymore now that the medical meaning information is widely available in the medical meaning books. There are countless testimonies and healing stories like mine, and the information's right here. Brain Saver. You could pick it up at the library, you could order on Amazon, or wherever you get your books. But it's just an incredible book, the best health book there ever was and ever will be. Um, Living words from Spirit of Compassion. So I'm just looking at the depression chapter here. And what's great about these books is because they're written by Spirit of Compassion, when you're reading these books, it's speaking directly to your experience. It's so real. It's like the information knows exactly what it's like to experience these struggles. And it feels validating. When I read these books, it feels validating. It's like, that's exactly what I went through. That's exactly how I felt. That's exactly how it is. And it's like coming home, and it's just such powerful living words. Um, that is life changing. There's really no way to describe how valuable this information is. Our health is so valuable. People are getting sicker and sicker. Mental health is deteriorating across the board in society. And, this is really the only lighthouse in the storm for health. And, any other trend out there that basically steals information from medical meme information and then mixes it with a bunch of other stuff. Really, the only truth originates with medical meme information. So, anyone who's struggling with mental health challenges, I really like the Brain Saver book is a great book to start with. Um, Here's again in the depression chapter. Depression is like having something inside you that's foreign or alien to your existence and who you are as a person. No one wants to be depressed, just like no one wants to be physically sick. Depression is like an alien that has entered the body, taken over, and reprogrammed the person so they can't feel anymore. so they can't regulate what they're feeling. So they feel numb, lose control over their lives, and feel like they're not in their own body. This is an out of body experience that's not pleasing, not happy, not a result of being overwhelmed with joy. Instead, it's an out of body experience of dread with feelings of loss and even hatred for oneself. So essentially, when we know what's actually invading the brain, when we know about the toxic heavy metals, when we know about the viral neurotoxins, viruses feed on metals, excrete a neurotoxin that enters the brain, is toxic to nerves and the brain. And this book explains exactly how that happens. It provides the tools to knock down the viruses, take the metals out. It's just incredible information. It's really the answer for mental health, along with other medical information such as the meditations and the information about PTSD and healing trauma. And the brain shots in this book, the Brain Saver books have brain shots in them for different, some of them help with healing trauma or obsessive thoughts or different things like that. And in my experience, trauma and PTSD is a huge part of mental health struggles, especially serious mental health struggles. The feelings of loss, the feelings of loss of what, confidence and trust in oneself, the challenges that we face in life, being ostracized from other people, being blamed. There's just so much hurt and difficult things with mental health struggles that it's great that the medical information also addresses that aspect of it, the healing, the trauma, healing from abuse, healing PTSD, um, and really helping to get our life back and start to find peace and joy and be able to live our lives again, which I'm finding. It's really a wonderful thing. That's why I want to share this information so that other people don't have to struggle and they could start living their lives and they can um, move forward and heal and fulfill their purpose in life and find peace and meaning. So um, I can't recommend this book enough. It is such an incredible book with answers, and it's really the only thing that moves the needle with health for the long term that takes you all the way to healing. There's other things where you can get like a quick hack for short-term results with worse, you know, things later, worse outcome later, um, which people do in trends, sadly. But this is really for healing for the long haul, all the way, getting your life back. And that's because it's timeless information that's pure and uncontaminated by industry, by agenda, by funded studies, by biased belief systems. It's completely pure information. And I think when you read this book, you'll be able to feel and tell, like I could, that it's pure information. It doesn't have human ego in it. It doesn't have belief system in it. It doesn't have agenda in it. It's just so pure, filled with light, living words, healing words that provide tools to heal, so we can climb all the way out of the illness. And I climbed out of a very, very bad place. Took many years, but I kept fighting to heal and to improve my life, and things over time got better and better, and it's definitely possible. And one thing with mental health is like having that sense of free will and sovereignty over one's own life. So when I chose this information, when I found this after a decade of struggling and dealing with some really terrible things from my mental health. When I found this information, I recognized it as the truth, and I used my free will to choose to follow the information and to apply it. And every single morning that I woke up and I did the medical meeting morning cleanse, so lemon juice to flush the toxins from the liver, the celery juice to knock down the viruses, having metal detox smoothie to pull the metals out, keeping the mornings fat free. Every morning that I woke up and I did that was empowerment to regain my life. It was an exercise of my free will, and I leaned on that. That was my became my foundation. I did that every single day for over a decade now, and that was my foundation to start rebuilding my life. And I just went deeper and deeper from there, bringing in the healing meditations, bringing in other medical medium tools and supplementation, the protocols. But that act of empowerment, of knowing that I was actually putting effort into something that worked, because I had tried so much over the years, exhausted myself so many times, burnt my adrenals so many times on all these trends and all these different theories. Um, it was exhausting, and to finally know that there was something that when I put effort into it, it was going to bear fruit, and I was going to move forward. I was all in, and I did it, and it did bear fruit, and I've healed over the years. It's still a difficult road, but it took some time, but I kept applying the information, um, and kept trying to learn in my life how to better my situation and move forward. So I just I'm so excited for people finding this information, because I'm as excited as I was the day I found it. It's just the best information for health, and just want everyone to be able to learn this information and heal. So be free from the theories, be free from uh, toxic agendas, be free from wasting resources on bogus trends out there. To reclaim your life, reclaim your mental health, reclaim your sovereignty over yourself and your own life, and heal. And um, we don't need to be gaslit anymore. The whole mental health realm has like a lot of gaslighting. People are blamed for their suffering, and when we know the truth, we don't have to be gaslit anymore. We don't have to be affected by it. I'm free from it. I'm free to live my life, which I wasn't when I was sick. When I was in a group home, I wasn't free to live my life. When I was stuck on medication, I wasn't free to live the way I wanted to live. When I wasn't able to work and I had no resources, I wasn't free to live my life. So it was such a terrible feeling being trapped in that hell of serious mental illness, and to be free from that, and to be living my life, and to have peace and joy in my life, and purpose, and to be able to move forward. It's such a wonderful thing. I want everyone to have it. Check out the Brain Saver book, and the Medical Communion books. Um, Check out the free resources online, the podcast, the live videos. There's plenty of resources. So happy healing. Mental health challenges are not your fault. There are brain invaders that are causing the symptoms, and it's not you. So um, it's 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 a form of sabotage, that's making people that's causing the problems and making people go through these struggles. And it's nothing you did, it has nothing to do with you, other than the fact that you're a powerful, special person who can withstand it and heal from it and rise out of it and rise out of the ashes. So that part's you. You have purpose, God-given purpose to heal and overcome it. And you can definitely do it with the milk meat information. God bless you.